Pierre Gasly has revealed that he is embarrassed to be in a position of a potential race ban. Lando Norris is down with food poisoning and drivers have said that the sprint races aren't really fun. So hello and welcome to Forward Motorsports. We're going to quickly run you through what the drivers had to say on Thursday in Brazil. Pierre Gasly is on 10 penalty points out of a possible 12. If he collects 2 more points between now and May 2023, he'll have to sit out for one race as a punishment. Of late, he's become a bit more aware of the gravity that this can hold. He moves to Alpine next season, but his points will remain until May. This is the reason that he said that he is embarrassed about the whole situation. Here's what he had to say. There is a lot at stake because no one knows what's going to happen in 2023. I could end up with an amazing car fighting for the championship, for example, and I can't take a risk to be banned for a race and losing all my hopes for the championship. He's asked the FIA to review his situation, but I highly doubt that this will be the case. In Mexico, Fernando Alonso suffered an engine problem. He lost one cylinder but continued racing until his engine gave up completely. This was just a few laps from the end of the race and he was running in P7. However, this weekend he won't be taking a grid penalty but he'll have a sort of new engine. He told reporters that this was because he still has the engine used in the US Grand Prix. The engine in Mexico was an older one, and the team still have the fresh engine that was used in Austin. This is the same engine that he used to drag his car to P7 after being damaged during a collision with Lance Stroll. This season there have been 2 sprint races so far. The sprint race is a shorter race before the main race on Sunday. Max Verstappen has won both of these sprint races, however he feels that the sprint races are boring and they don't provide any real racing. He said, "I'm just not a big fan of it because I feel like we don't race. There are a few points that you get, but you also know that you can't risk it because the main race is where you get the points. You don't do a pit stop, so you just put on tires which will last the distance." Drivers like Lando Norris and Kevin Magnussen have agreed with the world champion. They've suggested that the sprint race stays but as a standalone event. Well, next season we have a record 6 sprint races. So let's see if the FIA does listen to the drivers. The McLaren team stated that Lando Norris, the British driver, was down and recovering from a case of food poisoning. This is why he was unable to speak to the media on Thursday. This weekend Formula 1 has a sprint race, which means that qualifying will take place on a Friday instead of a Saturday. This is why McLaren had their stand-in driver Nick De Vries do a seat fitting in case Norris does not recover. This means that De Vries has now sat in all the Mercedes-powered cars this season. He has driven a Mercedes, an Aston Martin and a Williams car. Tonight we have the first practice session followed immediately by the qualifying session. The drivers and teams will have limited time to set up their cars for quali, which will certainly be interesting to watch. So thank you for watching this video by us here at Forward Motorsports, and remember to tune in again tomorrow for some more interesting Formula 1 news.